Alright guys, Immortal George here, bringing you a new series I hope to make called Buy Now, Later, or Never, where I play a game off camera just for a little bit, and then I make a video on it, whether or not I like the game. And so for the first part you'll get the gameplay, and then at the end you'll get my thoughts on the game, of whether or not it's worth it to buy it now, never, or later, or on a sale and such things. But enough of my jibber jabber, let's go ahead and get into the game. We'll start a new game here. Doesn't matter what the seed is. And this is where it gets a little interesting in this game. You see this map here. I believe you can pick something. Like let's say we click this. Let's see, cannot change start system. Okay. So after you get into the game, you can build up your little system and then expand outwards, I assume. I have not gotten far in the game, because quite frankly, the game scares me a little bit. It's like Factorio, but they ramp that nightmare dial just up. And don't get me wrong, I like Factorio. So let's go ahead and jump in. And we will skip this little intro part here. Or actually, you know what? We'll just let it play.
To the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
So as you select your planet when you first get to your system, now I don't know if it lets you select other planets to land on, because it does let you kind of free control a little bit.
Everything here is yours. As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
Alright, and this is where the flying of the spaceship is a bit weird. Whichever way your mouse is aiming while you hold W is how it will fly. Which if you played space games, like Space Sims, you'll probably get used to it. When I first started playing this game, I kind of thought W would go up and then S would go down, and I felt like a big old dummy.
Now you are about to reach the designated planet.
And the graphics in this game are very nice to look at. They're very pleasing to the eye. It's very soft. And it does hold a pretty stable 60 FPS. I do have it limited to 60 to match OBS.
This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement. In this mission, you will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Alright, so let's look at a few things in the game. First off, you have your mech.
Now try to recycle the space capsule. Right-click on it to recycle.
Alright. And he'll probably interrupt me here again in just a second, so we'll let him do his thing.
You can use the same operation to collect resources, such as trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands. You receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen to open the cabin to view them.
And that is one of the nice things about this game. The UI is very, very clean. It's very simple to use, and you can drag the windows all over the place. There's no static spot it'll stick in like a lot of games that have a UI screen, where it's just like, you know, over here, for example, the entire time.
You can hold down mouse middle button drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
Alright, and you can see our energy is going down here. So if we go into the C menu, which is our mecha panel, we can actually drag fuel, such as the trees. We just grab the little plant material and drop it in there. And it'll start generating energy back to our mech. Now, this energy will go up on its own as long as you aren't running, jumping, and stuff like that.
Yet you have not unlocked the construction menu, which will be done automatically when complete any technology research. Click the technology tree button at the bottom right of the screen to open the technology tree and activate a research.
Alright, and now we get into the kind of the bit of the scary part of the game. Let's look at the tech tree. Doesn't seem too intimidating at first. Like, you know, Factorio has that big tech tree as well. But it's a lot of stuff. And this game seems like it is going to be very all-encompassing. Let's go ahead and select these things here. So it wants 10 of these, which we did get from dismantling our pods. So let's go ahead and activate it. And we do have those right here. There's our materials to make it. So it's very nice because you just double click on it. It takes you immediately to what you need to craft for it. So we need 10 of them. There is no way I know of to make this go up by 10. Maybe you shift click the produce button. I'm not quite sure. I haven't been able to figure that part out. But unlike Factorio, in this game, when you craft anything, it'll just bring this menu up here for your research. As soon as it's done making it, it'll automatically kick off up here. And then you don't have to worry about research lab. It'll just start doing it automatically, which I do appreciate. We'll grab some of this coal here while it's doing that. And there you go, research complete. And it does give you a few items right away. It gives you a wind turbine, it gives you a Tesla tower.
You have created a mining machine to achieve ore collecting automation. Pick it up from the inventory, or select it on Gathering of Construction menu to build it.
Alright, and then you do have your menus down here. So your power, and you have your gathering. So it is nice and cut out. You have your logistics, storage, production, transportation, research, Dyson sphere program. And yes, that is the giant construction that goes around the sun to harvest its energy. Environment modification, blueprints, and of course upgrading facilities and dismantling facilities. So what do we have here? We have some iron, it looks like. So we'll go ahead and slap this thing down. And in this game, you are on a grid, but you don't have to use the grid. So rotating is R, snaps it 90 degrees. Or if you hold shift, now you can smoothly move it and then hold R and it'll just rotate. So you can get the maximum amount of resources depending on where you place it. So we're not worried about being super efficient here, so we'll just whack it down right here.
Insufficient required items. You can click the replicator button at the bottom right of the screen to open the panel and manually replicate these items.
Then you go to this menu and you have your items, which is just your general resources like iron ingots and copper ingots. And then you have buildings, which is, say, our mining machine here. And it shows you all the resources needed.
One of your production facilities is not powered. You need to keep it within the power coverage area and supply it with power facilities in order to maintain its normal works.
So then you just whack one of your power buildings down. Get a little wind turbine.
Wind turbine. You have established your first power grid. Not all power facilities has its power supply area. Use the Tesla tower to extend the area of the power grid.
And this is tower right here. So you just pull it on over and whack it down within coverage of your building, and it'll power it up.
You have done
like
building the first power transmission facility, Tesla Tower. It can carry out short-distance wireless power transmission and expand the power supply area of the power grid. Click on it to view the current power grid information.
And there you go, just like anything else. This shows you your power load. Our power load dropped down because our miner is already full. And we can see the power load on this wind turbine is more than maximum, which means we should build more wind turbines to satisfy the energy demands. So you can see that in the satisfaction here. So if you need to build something quickly and you don't want to go into the fabricator menu, which is F, you can just double click on the item and it'll bring up the fabrication menu for you automatically. Which I gotta say I do love as a feature. This makes it really nice and snappy to get into it. So we'll just let that build here. And it doesn't let you place the wind turbines too close to each other, so you can space them out a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and throw them down like that. Now I'm not planning to make a huge mega bus station or anything like that, so we're just kind of gently placing our structures, and it'll get messy later, but hey, that's okay, right? So we'll go ahead and pick our resources back up here, and then we're going to take another look at the technology tree. And now we get to pick what we want. So we have automatic metallurgy, which you can read it's a smelter here, so it'll automatically do our smelting stuff. And we have stuff like your basic logistics system up here, which we'll go ahead and do first, because it'll give us a storage container, a sorter, which will pull items off, and conveyor belts. And then later on, we can grab like the assembly process over here for the assembly machine to automatically assemble things for us. But next, we'll do the metallurgy after we do the logistics system. So we go into here, we see what we need. We need 10 of those. So that was only one. Yeah, I just don't know what button it is to make that go up automatically. And then we need 10 of these. So once again, double click on it and craft 10. I guess I only need to craft 5 because it makes times 2. I can't read. That's probably why I struggle in these games. Okay. So we're going to continue looking for resources here. Got some more iron over there. I mean copper, sorry. I never learned my colors either. I can't read and I don't know my colors. So we got some iron right here. So hopefully I built another one of those mining machines already. I did not, because I am bad. Alright, so we'll make one of these next. And that will take a little bit to get into. And our research is now done. Alright.
You have received the sorter and the conveyor belt, which can achieve full automation now. Use the conveyor belt to transport the piled up ores from the mining machine, and the sorter can deliver the ores from the conveyor belt to the smelter for automatic smelting.
Alright, so I will show the conveyor system off now. You click on your building that you want it to go to, and it's just a little drag option, just like this. We have 20 of them. So for now, we'll just build it out to here, and then we'll drag it down this way, just so you can see what it looks like to build. And there you go, easy as that. Now it says our energy is insufficient, so I'll go here and grab some more coal. And we'll let that build up just for a little bit here. And then while it's doing that, we can look at our armor. You can customize your mech. I have not really looked at this too much, but let's see. Go to this, and if I click load on it, loading another file will reset the scene. Oh, okay, so that can actually reload your game. But yeah, so it looks completely customizable. Ah, and it actually costs materials to do so. Interesting. I like that. If you want to look different, you got to pay the price. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Alright. Stop that for now, and we'll let our mech build back up. And as you can see, we have our little copper coming along the pipeline here. Alright, I'll grab some of these trees real quick. Alright, then while it's doing that, we will go take a look at this, and I got another one correct. Yes. Alright, we'll need another one. And I would like just to grab that coal over there. So we don't have to worry about getting coal. So we'll go ahead and whack one of these over there. Good enough for me. And now we need some power. We need some more Tesla towers. Just one should do it. What do we have? Organic crystal. High-grade chemical products. Fuel. Sure. We'll slap it in there. 26 megajoules. There we go. Get some plenty of energy going. Alright, got another one of those built up. Slap it over there. We'll grab some of our ore. And there we go. It's mining away. And now we don't have to worry about our fuel anymore. Okay, I believe we grabbed another one of these. Yep. There we go, got them all. Alright, I'll need probably another wind turbine. Another Tesla tower. We'll let that build. And in the meantime, we'll go look at our technology tree. We've completed that, so now we can look at these automatic metallurgy. I'll activate that. So once again, we need 10 of these. Produces times 2 each. So we'll make 5. And then we'll make 5 of these as well. I still have enough materials for... Oh, I am short on iron. So do we got our power yet? We do. Ah, just out of range. Oh, that's fine. We can throw this here. There we go. It's mining away. And we needed just one more of these, I believe. Grab some more fuel. Pop that in there. Alright. So let's take a look at the storage next, once I build one of these. There we go. Now we can automatically craft things into the ingots. Okay. So we do have one of our arc smelters here. We'll go ahead and just whack that down right there.
You built a smelter, which can smelt basic materials, such as iron ingots and copper ingots automatically, while you want to make the raw materials and products get in and out of it autonomously. You need to use sorters and conveyor belts.
Right you are, Mr. Kind Guy. We will worry about that right now. So, we make the recipe. This will be our copper. And now we're going to get our sorter. And you'll click
After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe, and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
I did check. You can't use your mouse yet for this kind of stuff, because I'd love my thumb buttons just to be the copy and paste thing. Anyways, so you click your start point where you want to pull things from, and then click the building you want it to go to. So now it'll start going into here, just like that. And then we'll do the same thing for this. We'll just make this come up right here, just like that. We'll grab our smelter. Plop that down. And then plop it just like that. And build another one of these. Yep, I'm doing this probably in a very terribly inefficient way, but yeah, I'm not here for efficiency. And we choose a recipe. And now we do iron.
You have a building without recipe set. Please set the recipe you want. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe, and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe. you built a storage, which can be used to store cargo. You can manually store or use the sorter to automatically stock the cargo.
Alright, this will be done building here shortly. And if you want to cancel anything on here, you go to this, mouse over it, and then you click the X. Then it gets rid of it. Just like that. Whoops, that is not what I want. There you go. So now let's say we want to go from here to here. And we want to go from like here to, I don't know, here. Sure, that looks good to me. Alright, should look just like that. Need a bit more power. Then we can look at what kind of technology. There's also upgrades in the game. A big ol' upgrade list. So if we look at this, for example, this is our mecha core. It'll allow us to upgrade our mech itself. So if we want more max energy, you just do it just like you would anything else. You come into here, go back out of the menu, and we'll grab our iron, or a copper plate. I'm gonna keep calling them iron, copper plates. And there you go. Now we are storing stuff. Except, do need to fix this one. Produce. There we go. And now we're storing. Okay. So we're doing our mania research now, right now. We're almost done with it. And now our max energy has gone up. And it's unlocked new upgrades. We can carry more stuff. We can have more construction drones. We get the ability to do blueprints. There's just a whole bunch of things you can do. And you can run faster, which I would like to do. But that does take electric motors, which in our technology tree is down here, which takes 50 of these little cubey boys. Now to do those cubes, let's see, which one of these is faster to make? They're both the same speed. So we'll show you the automatic crafting here first. So we'll make, let's see, one of each, so 10 of those. And we'll make 5 of these. And we will let that run for a second. Alright, slap this in here. Grab some more fuel while we're at it. And then here's our planet view.
In the planet view mode, you can hold down the middle mouse button, drag, rotate the angle of view, and hold down the right mouse button, drag to roll the angle of view, press N key to point to the front to the North Pole. In the planet view mode, slide the mouse wheel to enter the star map mode.
And now we're in planetary view. So we're just on this little itty bitty dot right here, and we have this whole area that we can go on. And that's why this game scares me. That is massive scale. So you're going to be hopping planet to planet to make your resource production facilities grow. I don't know if there's any combat in the game, because I only played for about an hour before deciding, yes, I definitely need to show this game to people who like factory building games. Alrighty. So So now we do have our production facility of our assembly machine. And we will just pull... Hopefully I can do it just like that. Now, I do need to draw more power. So we will make... I don't know, 4 more of those. Yeah, that seems great. Excellent, let's do that. So we can select what recipe we want. Let's say we want more of these magnetic coils. We can do more of those. And if we want more of these circuit boards, we can do those as well. Let's just go ahead and do the magnetic coils. So we're going to need some copper plates. So we'll produce 5 of these bowls. And do I have any more smelters? I do. So we'll try it like this. Alright, and we'll let those build up here real quick. And we just need some more wind turbines now, because I am low on power. So while it's doing its thing there, let's take a look at this skill tree a little bit. Okay, so extra speed, superconductor, more power, information matrix, gas giants exploitation. So we can harvest energy directly from gas giants. Ooh, boy. Alrighty. We got some more of these. Whack that on over like that. Whack that on over like that. And we'll say we want to make these boys right here, these magnets. This takes just regular iron ore. I'm not very clever, am I? That's fine. We can just dismantle that. Hey, look at that. No problem, right? Dismantling this game is very nice and fast. You just click it, and boom, it's back in your inventory immediately. So we'll do a smelter just right here. And then we'll pull from here into the smelter. And then give it one of those. There we go. Now it's crafting them. Now, I don't actually know how far these reach. Can they reach, like, all this way? Too far. Okay. Okay, I get you. How about here? There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now we'll just do one of these, and you'll pull from here to here. And it is crafting away, I hope. Okay, so it's only pulling... There we go, okay. So you can click and set the filter on these, so if you only want this one to pull magnets, it'll only pull magnets. And the same thing, if you want this one to only pull copper, you can make it only pull copper. Just like that. But now let's say you're building the stuff up and the machine's full. What do? Well, you can just click it if you want to and send it right back in. I know there's going to be people who play Factorio who are just having a conniption fit right now of my my placement. But that's okay. And there you go. Sends it right back in. So you have your nice little factory set up. And the conveyors and these sorters make it super nice and simple. You don't really have to worry too much about anything. Just kind of drag and drop and off it goes. There we go, nice and easy. Alright, now that last building we talked about, let's take a look at this one. We'll activate it. And we have most of the parts needed already. Whoops, that's not the button I wanted. We'll go and make 5 more of these here. And we'll let that build on up. can just say I am a big fan of the research style in this game, where you just have the information and then you can pull it to your inventory and you're good to go. It's lovely. Such a nice atmosphere. Alright. Now we can whack down our research lab right there.
Matrix Lab. You can use it to make super matrices, or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the homeworld. You could upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the homeworld simultaneously.
That does seem to be the nice thing in this game, is you can stack buildings vertically. So we'll make another one of these. We need some more circuit boards. We'll just grab this and this. And we'll craft one more. And we'll let that do its thing. So let's take a look at this. So this produces from the motherboards we made and from the superconductors we made. It backed up back here. Okie dokie. So we'll just delete that sorter, come to our logistics, and then come right here. There we go. Get the production back up and running. And there you go. You can stack them on top of each other just like that. I think that's a super neat mechanic, and it makes space saving your best friend. And then for these, as far as I'm aware, you can just drag and drop right into the picture, and it will start crafting it right away for you. Now the only downside of these little pop-ups here is they don't go away unless you right-click on it. It'll stay there forever, as far as I know. Alright, and we got our little cube. Because now our research, let's see, is going to start taking these cubes. And that's the progression tree in this game. So hopefully, just by showing off this little bit of it, I was able to give you an idea of just the surface of the game, of what you're capable of doing here. Okay, so now we'll have my 2 cents about the game. If you like factory games, this is definitely something I would buy, like immediately. I believe it's $20 in early access. If early access titles throw you off and you don't like early access titles, it's getting close to its release. I believe it's in its point, you can see it up here, 0.9 version, 0.2, point blah 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 blah. It feels fairly done in terms of the game. But now I've been talking about, kind of the positive points of the game. Let's talk about a few negative things. One, you can't bind a lot of the keys to your mouse. I am someone who does use 2 thumb buttons only, and I do like to bind things to it. I would love to see it so you can bind stuff to your mouse. 2, when we build conveyor belt here, once it gets placed down, I have no way of turning this conveyor belt. I have not figured it out. I don't see an option for it in the menu. Like when doing it, and just, there's nothing to be done. You can't change the direction of it. So you have to dismantle it. Which, I mean, it's fast to dismantle it, but I would still love for it to be reversible, just like in Factorio, where you can, hit R and it just rotates the conveyor. And the same thing with the... let me just build one of these real quick. So it's one of these. I also don't know if you can switch these around. Like, there's no way to reverse it at all that I know of. I do think that's something that needs to be done. we go. Yep. And I can't reverse that. There's no way to reverse it. Let me just delete this stuff in. And another thing I would like to see in the game is when you're walking, and so you go into a menu, and then you go out of the menu, depending on what you're doing, sometimes your mech doesn't respond right away. It didn't do it when I just showed it, but I did hit a few points where I would kind of like jitter step or something like that when I was going out of one of those contextual menus there. Another thing I would like to see is to collect ore manually. Now, I know the point of the game is to automate everything, but let's say you're new to this style of gaming, where you've never played a factory game before, like ever. So you're placing these miners, you're going around, and you're manually picking up these stuff inside. You have to click on it, and then left-click this to take the ore out. I would like to see something in place where you can just hold control, left-click on it, and it takes all the items from the container automatically. So you can just walk next to it, control left-click, and bam, you have all the items into your inventory from that container. I would love to see something like that. I will say the game does have a very nice split feature. So if you go to our inventory here, we want to split a stack, you just right-click, and then you can immediately drag up and down how much you want to split off the stack. And there you go, you have it in your hand just like that. So that is a very nice feature. So back to the whole point, should you buy this game? Wait for it to go on sale, don't buy it, and that sort of thing. I would say definitely 100% buy it full price. It's a good enough of a game that just the hour I was playing before I decided to record the video, I wanted to play more. Because I played Factorio, and I did enjoy it. I ended up playing Factorio just for about 88 hours before I basically had to uninstall and be like, okay, I'm starting to play this game way too much. Because my friend did that. He ended up playing Factorio for 1,200 hours. If I ever showed him this game, he would have to go on a missing poster. We'd have to put him on milk cartons trying to find where he is. It's definitely a game where you sit down after a day of work, like, oh, I'll just play the game for 3 days, and then your boss calls you, you end up being fired, and you don't know what's going on, and it turns out it's 3 days have passed, and you have no idea who or what you are anymore, and how all that time just elapsed. It's definitely one of those games where you're going to lose track of who and what you are while you play it. So it's definitely a wonderful factory building game, especially the space aspect to it, because it's just such a massive scale on that, where you're trying to make that Dyson sphere around the star, and then go to the other systems in the background. Because now you can go to all those locations and do it over again, which is just an absurd level of scale to it. So if you're looking just for something to do in the background, this is definitely it. You can set up your little programmer, your little factory heart, and just play it out of your ever-loving mind. So guys, tell me what you think of the game. Did you like what you saw here at the start of just the very, very basic, simplistic setup I did? Do you think that's the kind of thing you'd enjoy? Also, hit me with that like, subscribe, or dislike the video if you disliked it. But please let me know what you think about this game in the comments below. I will also have a link to the game in the description. And that's about it. Alright, see you guys next time.